Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Film Freaks.
Yes, welcome indeed. A show for film, fun, and all things entertainment.
I'm Jesse Galan.
And I am Avi Flores.
No. And we're going to dive into episodes 10 and 11 of Iron Fist.
Yes, we're getting towards the end of the series. And
yes, thank you.
yeah, I think it's gotten better. And we'll get into that
Shortly.
right now. Alright, so episodes 10 and 11, absolutely awesome, cool. Right. Yeah. So, the Iron Fist, Mr. Danny Nappy-Headed Rand, finds himself in the little haven of the Hand. Now, I gotta say, did you see that coming?
I did not actually. I
Right?
was, the cliffhanger really left me like, oh, what the hell's going to happen next?
Right.
I was really intrigued, and I think this was actually the first time where I really wanted to see what happens in the next episode. But yeah, I had no idea. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, when she brings him there and Bakuto's talking, showing him around. I had no idea that it was the Hand. I mean, and I think it worked out good because Colleen and Bakuto's point was that everything you've been taught, is wrong information. And I think the way they depicted this whole complex of where they're at, really showed that. Because everything you see in Daredevil, it's like death and darkness, and we're gonna kill you and Madame Gao, and so it was a cool little contrast. But at the end,
it was the same.
It's the same thing.
It was the same thing. It's just prettier.
Yeah, basically.
Exterior.
So they, he's on the grounds. He finds out that they're he goes and talks to Gao for a little bit, and she tells him, it's the Hand. And I just love the way she just carries herself.
Her mannerisms are just
she's
so great.
so chill. I absolutely love her. And yeah, then Danny kind of loses his mind for a little bit. It's like, what the hell's going on? You lied to me, and blah, blah, blah.
You lied to me. I mean, I would have gotten over it real quick.
Right, I'm saying, man.
She's
Colleen
she's
Wing,
gorgeous.
boy. Chacho.
All right.
That girl. Alrighty.
So then.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So then, he kind of trips out, and you see Danny and Bakuto fighting for the first time. And Bakuto was really disappointed because he wanted kind of to recruit him and take him under his wing and kind of initiate him into the Hand. But Danny, of course, he's not going to have any of that.
Being the stubborn, big-headed that he is, chose the righteous path.
That's right. So,
Jeez.
Of course, you got to do the right thing, and they go at it. I really liked it because you can tell that Bakuto is the best, fighter or enemy that he's faced so far, and
Right.
it shows. And I love the back and forth that they have going on. And then what soon really quickly became one of my favorite characters was Davos. He shows his face to come and rescue.
And he's like, yeah! And then the kid goes, yeah!
Get out of here!
Yeah, tore that kid up.
They try to escape the complex, and poor little Will Smith looking, Jaden Smith wannabe, little kid in play wanna have haircut. Yeah, he got chopped nasty.
He did. I kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah, I know, because Davos, they were just running, and he was just like, whack! I was like, oh, man,
I did not see that coming. I actually laughed when I saw that.
And then Colleen feeling bad because she truly does, love Danny. She kind of, holds the gate open enough for them to run off.
And knowing that, she kind of disappears too because
she kind of
essentially
runs
betrays Bakugan,
Bakuto.
Bakugan,
Right.
that other Japanese.
So it was cool. I like the everything that happened, from finding out to the fighting to escaping, and then Colleen kind of feeling torn because she has her loyalty to her sensei, but she loves Danny. So it was like, what do I do?
This annoying thing called love is in the way, And
Right.
she just doesn't know what to do.
Yep, and then they wrap it all up with Mr. Harold, Mr. Meacham. Just do what Mr. Meacham does.
Which
gives you an awesome ultimatum.
Like, I liked him before he became this guy. Now he's just a fleshed out villain.
Yeah.
I loved how he was kind of in that gray area, but definitely more villainous, but just still in that gray area.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Now that he's
they just dove deep.
And now it's like, but that was an awesome conversation that he had.
That was epic. Just telling him about his kids and leaving a legacy. And he's like, yeah, man, everything will be good.
Just kill yourself.
Just kill yourself.
Do it. I'll take care of your family. All you gotta do is squeeze the trigger on your head.
Yeah,
you're good.
that was good.
But no.
Yep.
You gotta be stubborn.
Didn't want to take the offer that Mr. Meacham so graciously gave him. So he just had to take a bullet to the head. And that was that.
Moving on.
Mr. Meacham's plans are, kind of rolling and, has Bakuro and what he was offering him. So there's some things in motion here now that he has the CEO out of the way. And Bakuro kind of in his corner for now. And, I'm sure things are going to get shaken up. So far so good. I liked the episode and how things kind of panned out. And I was really intrigued to see how things between Colleen and Danny are going to unfold because I really like their chemistry because Colleen, she's great. The actress who's doing her, she did a really good job. And their love story there, and it looks so real to me, like the way she is towards him. Just goes to show how well of a job that she did. All right, so then we get into episode 11, which to me kind of finally, which is a little late, but I kind of hung in there, is the episode that kind of brings everything together. So right when they were escaping the complex, Bakuro stabs Danny like in the side with some kind of, I don't know, medallion, mystical, I don't know what it is. But anyways, they go find Claire, and I love Davos. It's like, are you the healer? He's so genuine in what he says to her. She's like, what?
Why you talk funny?
Right. So then, this might be the best scene, even though they don't show it. I think to me was like, oh my God, what is going on? She's literally stapling this dude's wound shut. Like, I
actually really love this scene because
they don't show it.
No, well, not that. It's just because she was hurting him. At this point, I'm like, you know what? You're just a whiny little punk. And seeing you cry and getting stapled, I'm like, thank you, because this is kind of what I've been wanting to do.
And I love the part where she does it twice to him because she's asking him questions and he doesn't want to tell her, and she's like, ah. Oh man, but that was pretty. That's what horror movies were all about back in the day.
Right.
Getting that cringe effect and not showing you what was going on, which is why I loved it.
Right.
I was like, oh my freaking God.
Right.
But that was awesome. So obviously, I don't think Bakuro knew yet that she helped in letting them go. So he tells her like, hey, you need to go find where Danny is and let me know. And I wasn't sure if she was gonna do it or not. Like I was kind of like, because of the back and forth of her loyalty to her sensei, but her love for Danny. So I wasn't sure. How did you feel like at that point?
I don't know. Like I was indifferent.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, again, I think it was more so like in that gray area. I wasn't quite sure
if she was going to do it or not. I was.
But I actually thought that she was going to tell.
Really? You thought she was going to tell Bakuro?
Mostly because I was thinking that in her mind, it's like, all right, they're trying to, even though he did all the stupid things, we can still recruit him for the hand.
And I do think her mind was still there until we get to the end of the episode.
Right.
She was still like, we need to do this, and this is part of it, and Danny, you need to come. And because when they were talking on the rooftop, she was kind of still having that conversation with him.
Right.
So I do agree with you that's how she felt, but I was just so unsure if she was going to turn him in or not. But obviously she gets caught up when she tries to go get meds for Danny and help him out, and she tells the hand come and get her, and then they wheel her off. And then to me, like this was the defining moment of the whole series is Claire, of course, which
Claire, hey girl, how you doing?
I love me some Claire. And I love that she fits in every single one of these series. And like she does not stick out, right?
And it's
so not like a sore thumb, like she doesn't belong there. She fits in so and that Rosario, she's just amazing. I love her. She's great. So she just did a great job being this character, and she, like I said, she fit in all the series, and right now she's digging in with Davos because you can see the the anger and the frustration that Danny was having, and then Davos was doing the same thing.
Right, and it's a little
Yeah.
more so, and
Like
it was almost like
twitching,
demonic.
yeah.
Like, you know, it was like dude was like, you know.
So, you know, she starts digging deeper and asking him questions, and Davos tells them, you know, like, a weapon doesn't have feelings, you know, so these monks really just teach them to suppress and bury this and don't deal with it, you know, just ignore it. Which, when that scene happened, like, everything just kind of clicked.
He
for
had
me.
an
Like,
epiphany.
It did.
this guy.
It made it click for me, and if it didn't for you, that's totally fine, you know, because we all respectfully have our own opinions on the show and all that.
That wasn't enough for me.
Right, but to me, it made it click. Everything that this traumatic experience that Danny's had, losing his parents, a plane crashing, everything, and him just wanting to know everything about what happened to them instead of just ignoring that and burying it. You know, it made sense to me why he can't really connect as the Iron Fist, because these monks, the from Kunlun, ain't about that. Like, you just do what you're told and you do it, and that's it. So that was really good for me. Like I said, it made everything click for me, and made me enjoy, because I was really unsure up to this point, and like I said, it took kind of a long time, you know, because it's episode 11 already, like damn near the last 2 episodes. But I hung in there, and like I said, it just kind of clicked for me, and it made sense. So I enjoyed that part, and I just enjoyed Davos, you know, in general.
So
like,
far,
I
I
like
think
him.
I'm really liking his character.
Yeah.
I just he's very different, and even in the way that he speaks, he's very proper.
Yeah.
Uses certain words, like, I don't want to say older words, but more, you know, just the way that he speaks. He's very different. He does stick out, not in a bad way,
Right.
but you know, it gives more
Right.
to what they're going through right now. And for me personally, it was starting to get a little bland. The last 2 episodes have been pretty good, and I was really enjoying them.
It did pick
But
up.
again, it was like starting to get bland, and now Davos comes in, and you know, we get this another new character,
Fresh, yeah.
and he's like still mysterious in some ways. So that really, you know, for me personally, really, you know, brought it up, and just gave me more excitement for the show. But it also, seeing him kind of gives me a little more understanding of Kung Lung.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, you know, more so what Danny character was going through.
Right.
Although I personally that wasn't enough for me, because I still feel that he had 15 years of training.
Right.
That should have been more than enough to be able to suppress most of that. And I get that you don't, you know, there's like a whole psychological and emotional thing, and I don't want to get into that because that's all, you know, controversial and whatever. But for me personally, I felt that Danny's character should have been able to control that, just like Davos was almost instantaneously be able to control
Switch
that.
to it.
Switch
Right.
to that, and Danny was more, and I get it, he's back in New York, and there's a lot of like memories and all that stuff, but I felt he was trained to do that, so he should have been able to do that more.
But the big difference between them, and I'm glad you brought that up, was that
The traumatic,
right was well, one that because Danny could have chosen to do that. He could have, like, that. He could have just been like, you know what, that's the past. This is my training. This is who I'm supposed to be. So I'm just gonna be this person. But he didn't. You know, like, he wanted to know what happened to him and all his family and all the backstory to that. Whereas Davos was like, dude, this is who I am. You know,
That's
like,
it. Right.
this is the training, and he was sold out to
Right.
it. You know,
Again,
he was loyal to the cause.
It boils down to Davos knowing who he is versus Danny not knowing.
Guess he was trying to figure
out his
all
life.
that out.
Right. So
Yeah, so it was, and I didn't think about that, you know, like the contrast of them. But yeah, that's a good point, because that's, you know, Danny could have taken that route, but obviously he chose not to. And I mean, that was the whole point of the show.
right.
But then, you know, so they have that moment, and then Joy kind of reveals that the Hand and Gao and Bakuro have been funneling like millions of dollars of Rand money. And so she figures out a plan to kind of freeze it, and Harold is just like, sweet!
Like, perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect time to get out.
Exactly. So then they all come together, Claire, Colleen, Blair,
The
Davos. They all come together and they talk about this plan, and Joy's like, we're going to kill this dude? Like, I don't think this is a good idea. But Harold's all for it. He's like, yes, let's kill this guy, because he wants to get out from under the rule of them. So they kind of formulate a plan. This is what we're going to do. And then while they're having all this chit-chat, Colleen's kind of going through the ringer over there with Bakuro. He was very, very angry with her.
Very, very angry.
So he orders her to get killed, like by two of her former students.
Killed and tortured.
That's kind of ruthless. Like, you're gonna do that to your sensei, but again, they're sold out to the cause. Like, we're the hand. This is what we're gonna do.
La causa. I'm sorry. I just had a moment. I just saw 3%.
3%. Which, man, if you guys did not watch that, go back and watch it and watch our reviews on that, because that show is fantastic.
But yes, and then we have, you know, her grand escape.
Yeah, she did a good job, man. She's the sensei, so she better be able to kick these kids' butts. And she does.
And I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
And then
she
meets
escapes,
up.
and then they did the whole notebook thing in the
Right,
rain.
right.
Davos is like, what are you doing? She's part of the hand. And yeah, and Daniel is like, no, bro. Like, no.
Like,
that's
no,
too fast.
You just don't understand.
But that little don't know what he's talking about, because Colleen is legit. And if she came running at me in the rain, you best believe that I don't care if you're part of the hand, the elbow, the knee, the nose, whatever.
Or the head. I'm going to be like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
So it was great. I mean, that's how it ends. Davos is a little frustrated with him because she's part of the hand. So going to Mr. Darren's point, he felt like Davos. Like, hey, what are you doing? She betrayed us. Why are you hugging her in the rain? Like, this should not be happening, which completely understandable. But man, love does some things to you. You get a grip of that little chicken wing, ooh-wee. It's a done deal, baby. So yeah, I mean, to me, this was the defining moment of the show. Made everything click. And yeah, I liked it. It made me really enjoy the show. Like, I don't love the show, but it made me really enjoy it and like it. Like, solidified it. But I mean, there's still tons of things that just are just kind of because I agree with Jesse, the whole 15 years thing. Like, I think if they would have shortened that maybe to like 5 or something, it would be more realistic. 15 years, like, that's a long time to be going through that battle and earn your way to be the Iron Fist and
then still struggle with all that.
Exactly. It's just too long of a time. I definitely think they should have shortened that. But yeah,
or found something else to
exactly.
give
It could have been
character.
something else and something different, but that's what they chose. And yeah, you know, we kind of fallen on. I mean, I sound like I like the show a lot more than I actually do, but the things that I do like, I like a lot. So yeah, I mean, those are episodes 10, 11. We got 2 to go. What's gonna happen? How's it gonna end?
I don't know how it's gonna happen. How it's gonna end. I don't know. Luke Cage is gonna show up.
Oh yes, he's gonna punch through everybody's face.
Or Daredevil.
He's like Iron Fist. Whatever.
But better.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. What are some things that you guys have liked so far?
Alright guys, thanks for watching our episode.
Yeah, if you liked our video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
And if you didn't, you can double click on the thumbs down. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like.
Right on. And check us out on our other social media outlets at Instagram and Twitter. And please tweet us at FF Media News.
Or you can engage with us through our email at ffmedianews@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.